Today, the Republicans plan on holding a contempt hearing over Merrick Garland refusing to turn over the Robert Hur Joe Biden audio recordings of their interviews. Merrick Garland has basically stated, we don't want to do this because we're afraid that it will signal to other people that are willing to testify not to, for fear that their voice will be released out onto the news, and that, anonymity will be gone. And the Republicans are attempting to get this pulled. The Republicans have not given a reason for why they want the audio recording over the transcript. But what I find most funny about this is that just a few months ago, the Republicans were saying, we don't want Hunter Biden to testify publicly. We want him to testify behind closed doors. And the reason for this was so that they could context cut a whole bunch of clips and then replay them for the American public. Could be of Joe Biden going, or what. You can imagine a 10-hour interview is going to be some errors in there. This is what it seems like they want it for. And I think it goes to show the extreme contradiction between, no, Hunter Biden, keep that quiet, and Joe Biden, that's got to come out. And the reason is because in the instance of Hunter Biden, it benefits them that he doesn't talk publicly, and it benefits them publicly that they get those recordings from Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland put out an op-ed saying that this is a danger to democracy, the way that Republicans are weaponizing the justice system. And I think that this is 100% true. I think that this is a complete and utter disgrace. And I have this feeling about it where I thought that maybe I'm just crazy. I thought that there would be Republicans that at the bare minimum would want to uphold the rule of law, would want to uphold the Constitution, would want to ensure that those things remain a constant. And there's not. I've seen Roberts, the Supreme Court Justice, sympathize with these Republicans. I thought that he was a moderate. I thought that he would protect it. And I thought that he would drag the court into the realm of maintaining American law, American rule of law. And they haven't. Republicans have attacked at every angle the rule of law in this country, but only when it goes after them. And only when it goes after them. You notice we haven't seen a whole lot of them talking about Hunter Biden's conviction, right? That's because Hunter Biden's conviction in any other context would be beneficial, but in this one isn't, because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump was just convicted. Hunter Biden shows that the system is not in fact rigged, right? And on just its surface, it's such an easy argument. The system's not rigged. Hunter Biden was convicted in Delaware. You can't get a jury of your peers better than that. He was convicted in Delaware by a judge that was appointed by Donald Trump, over a crime that's not particularly charged very often. And so in this instance, it doesn't help them. In every other instance, at any other time, they would have ran this story ad nauseum. But you see a very clear thing here, and this is really a pretty distinct tenet of authoritarianism and fascism, is the tenet that anything that we do is perfectly justifiable, even if it contradicts with the law, right? So what you will see MAGA do is clutch the law when it benefits them, right? So, and push the law away when it doesn't. So for instance, the entire system is rigged. Everything is rigged. Nobody can be trusted. The list goes on this other stuff. The whole system's a sham. It's out to get everybody. Not when it comes to Kyle Rittenhouse. Not when it comes to Hunter Biden. Not when it comes to Democrats. Then it's perfectly fine. Then we'll just ignore all of the issues with our logic there. It's perfectly fine when it comes to those, but not when it negatively affects us. And we see this on a regular basis. And this is part and parcel of this self-justified fanatical thinking, which is everything we do is good, everything they do is not. No matter if ours is legal, ours is not. If it coincides with the law, we'll go ahead and accept it. If it doesn't, well, then we'll go ahead and raid the Capitol. We'll go ahead and attack the police officers that we claim to love. And it's basically, Republican logic has been, I will use anything that benefits me in any way, whether or not that's completely contradictive. In this instance, though, and in the instance of, what Republicans are doing to the rule of law in America is absolutely despicable. If you look at the Fifth Circuit and their horrific rulings and persistent horrific rulings, if you look at the Supreme Court in the Colorado case, literally getting rid of an entire section of the 14th Amendment, just wholeheartedly throwing it away. They don't care. They don't care. I've said this for a while. The writing's on the wall. The Republican Party knows that their party is done. They know that it's going out of favor. And they know that they are getting a significant bump from the fact that Joe Biden took over a shitty economic system or a situation, and that it's gotten worse. And they're benefiting from that. In fact, they're benefiting globally. The right is. In France with the elections it was yesterday. In Italy with the literal fascist party of fascist Italy taking over. Viktor Orban, Slovakia, they just had their elections there where the right came into power. The list goes on, and we're watching them get a bump. But as far as the American justice system is concerned, I think it is so... Look, we all know that the American justice system has its problems. We 100% know this. These are identifiable problems, though. Right? The fact that black people are arrested more, the fact that they're incarcerated more, the fact that, there's very identifiable things. And the Republican Party is basically whatever we view as being justified. That's what we're going with. I think that the Republican Party attacking law and the rule of law to this degree is disturbed. And I think it's even worse to the fact that the guy doing this is a felon. We need to be careful because the Republicans' parties, their plan is to undermine the rule of law, to undermine legitimate government agencies, and to install people that are ideologues at the top so that they can continue their stretch of trying to control American politics.